This week, Newsbud is proud to announce the newest addition to the team, whose first article for Newsbud was just published this week, and it's titled Macedonia's Name Dispute, Another NATO Excuse to Expand Operations in Europe. Now, joining me now is Chris Melidis, who is based in Greece. Chris, tell us a little bit about your background as a journalist.
I started as a news anchor, and my story starts back in 2000, about 2000. I started as a news anchor in radio stations and as a journalist in newspapers. I covered local topics or national topics. I worked in my city or sometimes in Athens. I went even to Crete and worked there. After some years, I discovered the news were not actually the news. I mean, the news we were hearing and I was writing and I was transmitting, it was not exactly real. So I decided some years ago to start my own webpage, which is off the record, and to report and give the people another look about what is happening in Greece and national and international topics, and give the people issues that the mainstream media do not report.
Now, what kind of topics can Newsbud readers expect to see you cover?
Well, the topics I'm already covering the last years. The economic crisis in Greece and the refugee crisis was a turning point for me. I turned to issues like intelligence issues, politics, national and international politics, or if you like, I use the term covered politics.
Chris, what are your thoughts on the current state of independent media?
Let me be straight. There are no independent media. I mean, even in the smallest media news or corporations I worked for, there were interests behind it. Most commonly, politicians. They were paying. And I saw that. I worked there. I saw that. That's why it's one of the reasons I left. And I do my own work. So I think that Newsbud is not just an exception. I think it's the exception. And of course, Sibel Edmonds and what she's doing, this is unique. I haven't seen that before. And that's the reason I started giving and exchanging informations with her. And that brought us here, of course.
Chris, can you provide a brief overview of your recent article?
Well, it is an article about the name dispute between Macedonia or Fyrom and Greece, which has been happening for long years. And you know, in my country, they do not accept the name Macedonia. But in my article, I don't get to the dispute itself. I'm going deep into the covert relationships between the countries that are involved, which is Macedonia and Greece, of course, but it is also Albania. And of course, it's United States that's pulling the strings. And of course, it's NATO, which is, that's why all this happens, to get Macedonia into NATO. So this dispute, it's, let's say, somehow fake. It shouldn't have existed. So we see in the article all these covert relationships and the money, where the money goes, who pays, who is pulling the strings. You're going to find George Soros inside, prime ministers, and a lot of others. I want to also say that Sibel Edmonds is a person that I was admiring long before. You know, I knew her story, and I even had published her story in my website, and I never expected to meet her and get in the Newsbud team. Really, it is an amazing team. And as I said before, Sibel Edmonds is unique, one of a kind in what she's doing. And I'm fully supporting.
Well, thank you, Chris. We're proud to have you join the team, and we're looking forward to much more from you in the future. Now, this article is available now exclusively for members at newsbud.com.